Hi, this is Matt Donegan. I'm here. This is Spotlight series, and I'm talking to Micheal. Micheal, tell me all about you. Tell me about your business. Tell me about what you do.
Hi, Matt. Nice to meet you. As you said earlier, my name is Michael, and I work in football. I've had so many various roles within data analysis in football up to a professional and semi-professional level, both within men's and women's football. I have a degree in football coaching and management, and I'm a very big Chelsea supporter, which I love football, as you can tell. But yeah, my business, so Pure Stats is a data analytics company that works mainly within football. It works with players within the semi-professional level to the professional level, and as well as branching out into grassroots. We develop various AI models to help coaches and players to analyze their gameplay, their data, and also improve them as a player and as a coach.
Brilliant. So your product helps players improve throughout their career, right from starting out right the way through to the professional level?
Yes, yes. So one of our new AI models that we're building right now, which is called Coach Pro, really details and is built around a lot of coaching knowledge around how to support young athletes and men athletes on how they should play and how they should grow within the game. And one big thing that we've input into it is the knowledge around women's football. As you know, the data says 200% of more girls are playing football nowadays. And one of the challenges that we've noticed is that a lot of these girls not understand what they need to be doing in terms of technique, in terms of practice. What our AI does is it details exactly what they should be doing based on their position. So we almost take off the need of a one-to-one coach, and this can give them detailed, specific drills for them to do.
Amazing. Okay. And you've got a real niche here in WSL, right? So is the product that you provide, are there specific data dynamics around women's football as opposed to men's football?
Yes, there are a few changes. So, for example, the normal stuff will stay in terms of goals, shots and target, dribbles and tackles will change. So the broad things are still the same, but when you look deeper, things start to change. So when you start to look at technique in terms of the technique in passing the ball, one of the biggest examples is a female player has a wider hip to a male player. So the angle of them kicking the ball is a lot wider than that of a male player. So then you have to okay, how do you teach that to a younger player so that when she gets up to that age of first team football, she understands that technique, and then what that does is reduces the risk of injuries, as we can see within the female game.
Oh, that's absolutely fascinating. So fundamentally, if you're involved in the women's game and particularly WSL, the higher leagues, you can improve performance?
Yes, yes. And what we've also done, instead of taking a step further, is we've accumulated a massive amount of data sets and data sheets from all the female leagues across the world. And we've kind of analyzed and looked through this, and we've actually used that to teach the AI on what to do and what to look for. So not just for a player, but let's even break it down to a coach, for example. If you're coaching a set of strikers and you need to inform your practice, you can't just coach out of the blue. The AI can tell you, okay, in the last 5 seasons across X amount of leagues, goals are scored from inside the box through 2 or 3 touches. So the striker should be working on finishing inside the box straight away. That informs the practice for the coach and is relatable to the league and to the level of the player.
Right. Okay. Now, would I be right in saying that, you've got a real determination about what you're doing. You've got clearly you've got a passion. It kind of looks to me that you've brought 2 different separate things that you relish and combined them together to provide a solution. So it seems to me you're a bit of a data geek, and unfortunately you're also a Chelsea fan, which doesn't mean that you're not a football fan. But you've combined those 2 kind of passions.
Yeah.
How did you come about doing that? How did that arrive?
You know what, I also have a background in IT, for example, again, which kind of helps. in terms of the coding side of things. But for me, it's just I wake up and it's the excitement of the possibilities of what can be done. I mean, you do get the occasional, oh, what happens if I fail? But the excitement of you wake up and like, I know that this can go through millions and millions of people and it can change so much lives. It can reduce injuries. So the possibilities of what can be achieved is what like literally gives me the kick up in the morning. And then number two is I have my own team of over 22 staff and which all believe and buy into the same idea. And a lot of people wouldn't agree, but when you have belief from people around you, especially people that work for you, to they believe and share that same idea as you, it gives you a different kind of push in terms of like you always want to find the answer because you know these people are 100% are ready to follow you regardless of what you do. And again, that's another thing that really, really like motivates me. And then I just love football, honestly. That's the third one. Like football, I sleep, dream, eat, drink football.
Fair enough. So combining passions to deliver a business that you have a belief that has potential to really grow, and you've got an interesting niche. So women football, obviously that's in the ascendancy at the moment. What plans are there for getting into market? Because the business is fairly early stage at the moment. You've got some product market adoption at the moment. You've got users coming on board. You've got people starting to use the product, which is great. What are the plans for the business? Where are you going to go with it?
So last month and into this month, so we did an initial test for the Coach Pro, and we did have a lot of positive feedback from coaches that have used them, even players are like, wow, this is amazing. But for us, there's so many different aspects to Pure Stats, and that is so much more that we're looking to do. So, for example, our social media channels is absolutely amazing. The content out there regarding the game. I mean, on Instagram alone, we're almost about to average over 1 million views on our videos, and same as TikTok. So we are actually making an input out there. But in terms of education materials, which is one of the next step for us, is we're working to develop our own specialized courses that focus on coaching, on educating coaches that work in the female game. So yes, we understand the standardized qualifications are good, like the FA level 1s, level 2, the UEFA courses, the FIFA courses, and the first resort courses are all amazing. But there is no tailored course for coaches that work in the female game. And we are currently in the process of developing our own course and ebooks that will support and help coaches in coaching female players.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Wow. So you've got, are you seeing the business as being something which is going to be international?
Yes, yes. We are looking to hit as many, I mean, we are going to hit as many businesses as possible. But for us, it's a step-by-step process. So the AI is obviously the first step for us. And the next stage is just obviously planning the launch and then releasing the AI. That's the first step for us.
Yeah.
But even we carry out so many research that is very good to the beneficial of the game. So which is then going to be the next point. And we are a company that we put the people first. Yes, money makes the company go round, but there are bigger issues right now than money. For example, the amount of injuries that we've seen in the women's game, and that's what we feel like it's very important that we get our resources out there to these people. And once we can make a positive impact and a positive change in the football world, I'm sure people will look for our services even more.
Yeah. So what you're doing is actually, and if I can read between the lines here, you're providing a solution that is going to provide tangible financial results for people just by reducing the injury levels, because an injured player is an expensive liability.
Yeah.
So when you consider what their careers could be like, we've seen some great athletes over the years having to stop their careers because of injuries. So you're saying that what you do can mitigate that, which is a great thing right across the board. Do you believe that your product is more geared towards the professional game or the grassroots games?
So this is one of the biggest problems that we had to think about when developing our product. And what we really wanted to do was take away, obviously, that stigma of where this is professional and this is grassroots. And we take the AI model, for example. Anyone from grassroots can use it. Anyone from the professional game can use it. It just depends on how you input your information into it. But it's been trained or geared in such a way that if a player within the WSL was to use it, they would get so much more out of it.
Right.
Because they will have obviously more in-depth stuff to put in. But then that's where the knowledge then comes in of then educating players, younger players and younger coaches on what they need to know. So once they have that knowledge base, then what they put into it is going to be a greater length, and they will get a lot more out of it.
Okay. I think I'm getting it now. I think it's pretty clear what the product does. You told me something about where you want the product to go. You told me something about the audience that's there. Often I'd be saying, what would you tell your 18-year-old self what to do? But you're only 22. You've got the world. The world's your oyster.
Yeah.
So what are your plans now? So you've got some pretty ambitious plans for the business. What about your plans? Do you intend to continue as the CEO? Are you the product guy? Are you hands-on with the business? How do you see your role adapting?
So I have to wear so many hats within the business. But I'm lucky to have a fantastic team around me. In terms of got 5 kind of board members that kind of work with me, and they kind of take a lot of things off my shoulders. So which makes me focus a lot more on like product designing and like the coding side of things, and the more fine tuning of the business as a whole. So like, for example, we've got tons of analysts that work for us, but I don't come in direct contact with them or give them tasks to do. But I've got a chief operating officer that deals with all of that, which then allows me to then focus mainly on the development of stuff. Yeah. So having that clear kind of structure within the company has really allowed me to focus on the things that really matter.
Okay, and what do you see as, I'm going to ask 2 questions here. What's the business's greatest challenge?
Sorry?
What is the business's greatest challenge? What's the greatest challenge of the business at the moment?
I think it's probably speed of at which we get things out. We need to, we had that problem before when we started our social. So we started with our social media channels. So our sort of phase 1 was our social media channels. And one of the problems we had was we couldn't chuck up content quick enough. But now we've got enough analysts and everyone, we're chucking up rapidly. And now the development is the development side of things for the business, and is we need to chuck out this product, so chuck out the services or these things like on a very, very short timeline, which is just honestly one of the hardest things to do, because you don't want to release a product that is not ready. So the fine tuning, the development is going to take a lot more people, a lot more time, a lot more resources.
Okay, so the business challenge right now is speed to market. Is getting that speed. What about you personally? What's your biggest challenge?
Turning off, being able to lay on the bed, shut my eyes, and like turn off. It's so hard. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, the first thing on my head is, okay, I need to look through this data set. I need to start normalizing the data. I need to, test the AI. Is it still working today? So it's being able to actually take a break, like an actual break, not a break where I'm looking at my phone and still thinking of the business, but a break to kind of turn off. I'm planning to go on holiday, so I'm hoping I'm getting to that point at some point.
Well, you may well be getting yourself a life where for the next few years at least, the holidays don't really switch off completely. Maybe that might happen.
Yeah.
The phone keeps on going and the thoughts keep on going. But it's a great way, even if you're stepping back out of business, it is a great way to refocus. So tell me about your challenge at the moment. So effectively, it's about switching off.
Yeah.
What is there one particular feature that you're currently driving to market that you're particularly excited about?
So like a feature that we want people to know about.
Yeah, if there's one particular feature that you've got coming to market at the moment that you're particularly excited about, what would that be?
Yeah, it's honestly the capacity and the capability of the AI is beyond me. Like even me myself, I sit down, I look at it, I'm like, this is amazing. And what we're planning to do is planning to roll it out in the next couple of weeks. And I'm employing coaches and players to get on it, test it, use it as much as you can, give us as much feedback as you can, push it to the limits. Don't be soft on it. If it tells you it doesn't know, try another way of rephrasing your question. I'm really excited for it, and I'm really excited for the good it can do. And I really can't wait to hear what the public thinks and what the coaching committee and the players actually think about it.
Yeah. Okay. If you're going to, one last question. If you were going to start this business all over again, what would be the one thing you would do differently?
Okay, if I could, one thing I would do differently, I'll probably focus a lot of my time on building things. Like I will find people that can do all the stuff for me a lot earlier and focus on the things that I'm good at a lot more. Like because I'm good at the building, the development, the idea. And I felt like a lot of my time was taken away at the beginning of the business because I was trying to do X, Y, and Z all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment I got people in to help with that, my focus became almost streamlined into like who I wanted. And that really helped me. And just honestly, we've come out with 4 different big hits coming soon within a space of a month.
Okay. So basically what you're saying to me is we need to watch this space.
Oh, yes.
You're going to be landing quickly.
Yes.
You've got one eye on a much bigger market, and you're going to become the dominant player in the sector. That's what you're saying to me.
Sorry?
You're going to become the dominant player in the sector. That's what you're saying to me.
That's our plan, and that's our plan. And honestly, we have the resources and we have the belief that we can. And we just don't want to be a company that's just known for profit. We want to be a company that is known for changing and mapping the way for the new generation of female players and players in the country and all over the world.
Fantastic. Well, I need to be keeping an eye on you. That's for sure. For you and Pure Stats. So look, thanks for your time today. Fascinating business. Really interesting to see how this is going to impact on the women's game in particular, on the sport in general, but in the women's game in particular, which you've really clearly got a forte. You've got a passion for that. You've got a specialism in it, and you're driving into that as a niche, and it's a valuable niche. So well done for doing that. Let's keep in contact, Michael. Absolutely fascinating. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye-bye.